It's 2026, and if you thought 2025 was crazy, then it looks like we're going to war, folks. World War III just dropped, America, and we started it. This is the Short News Podcast. I'm Alex Mador, and get ready to probably be really stressed out. Cue the theme song.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
What year has
Well, it's been a crazy week, hasn't it? I don't even think it's been a full week since I've been here. Happy New Year, first of all. Happy 2026. It's so weird to say. It sounds fictional. So does the news, but it's not. You thought President Trump allegedly sucking off President Clinton was crazy? You thought the Epstein files being released redacted, but it turns out it's more of an interactive puzzle because someone in the DOJ doesn't know how to actually use a PDF file, which is funny considering they're protecting pedophiles with a PDF file. Sorry, dad jokes and pedophile jokes, not something you should mix together. Gross. Ew. Anyways, you thought it couldn't get crazier than 2025? It looks like Donald Trump said, "Did you just say jump? Did you just say how high? Let me show you." And while we were asleep a couple of nights ago, he went ahead and told American troops to go ahead and invade Venezuela, bomb their capital, and steal their fucking president. This man pulled a Nicolas Cage in National Treasure. He woke up at 3 a.m. and went, "I'm going to kidnap the president of Venezuela. You gotta sort it by alphabetical order. Hey." I'm not gonna go into the whole thing, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so we now have in our possession the president of Venezuela. I say that like he's a brand spanking new NFT that Trump just bought on the blockchain. Check out my new one of one, just minted President Maduro. Shit, he got the Nike fit on? God damn. I'm joking about this because it's scaring the shit out of me. We didn't have to do this, but of course this man heard about the oil in Venezuela and suddenly changed his tune to, they've got weapons, they're bringing drugs, they've got drug dealers. We've got to bomb them and steal their president and then take the oil that just happens to be there. What oil? I didn't know about the oil, but what a beautiful coincidence, folks. Believe me, what a coincidence. Oh my God, it's like making me out of breath just thinking about it. We didn't have to do this. New year, new America. We could have been better. We could have turned over a new leaf. We could have said, imagine there's no wars. Like, we could have done a full John Lennon, minus the beating his sons and wife. But we could have gone and said, peace be with you. Instead, we kidnapped another country's president. We're going to try instating a new president who is more Americanized. We're spreading our freedoms. That's how they're voicing it. That's how they're wording it. That's how Trump is saying that is what Trump is saying that they're doing right now. That's how he's justifying it to the American people, which is really the only people he really has to try to justify it to in this situation. It's not like the Venezuelans are over there losing their president, watching their country get bombed and taken over. And they're listening to President Cheeseburger like, well, let's hear him out. He's talking some sort of sense. I know he fucked up our entire livelihoods here and blamed it on us being drug dealers when we're not. Maybe he'll talk some sense. Maybe he has our best interests at heart, not just oil. And drug dealers, really? That's what we're going with again? We've done that with Mexico. We've done that with China. We've done that with anybody who looks different or has a different color skin than us, who's coming from somewhere that isn't America. But we won't do that to ourselves when we've got a lot of fucking drug dealers and drug producers here. For example, Purdue, pharma. People that made the Oxycontin pill that ruined and ended so many lives in America, that kind of caused the opioid epidemic that we are still recovering and suffering from in a loop as a country. Take account of people that you know. I'm talking to you, the listeners. Ask yourself, damn, how many people do I know that have died of a heroin or a opioid overdose? How many people do I know who have ruined their fucking lives with that shit? If you really stop to think about it, it's going to be more than two. Everybody knows somebody who's died because of this shit. Everybody knows more than one person at this point who's died because of that shit. I know at least four. Knew at least four. One of them was my best fucking friend. And you're going to tell me that the real killers and murderers and drug dealers, the real diabolical ones, who have any sort of fucking sway or power, are some regular dudes from Venezuela who are smuggling shit in? No, we are manufacturing and distributing that shit legally and medically, in quotations. Doctors have become the modern drug dealer and drug runner because they get paid handsomely to promote and push these pills onto unsuspecting patients who believe that these medical professionals have their best interests at heart when they don't. I'm going to ask you another question. This is an interactive episode here between you and me, the listeners. Hey, how's it going? Let's talk about you and drugs. A lot of us have tried medications. A lot of us have been on medications long term. For me, I'll be honest, one that really worked for me was Zoloft. Now, I no longer take Zoloft because it was very fucking expensive, even with the health insurance. But what I ended up doing was finding the herbal equivalent to Zoloft in St. John's wort extract and taking about 500 milligrams of that a day. Because it gives you that serotonin, but it's coming from a more natural place, and a bottle of that is $9, as opposed to spending a couple hundo for a 30-day supply. And that's with insurance. Anywho, I'm not talking about expensive drug prices, even though I could. I'm talking about the drug problem in America. Think about you, the listener. If you've been on medications before, if you've been prescribed, let's say, something for mental health or anxiety or an antipsychotic or an or a sedative, like Xanax, a benzodiazepine, or let's say you have ADHD and you've been prescribed a Ritalin or a Adderall or a Zenzetti, for God's fucking sake, don't. How many different drugs did they have you try before you finally found one that didn't ruin your entire fucking bodily chemistry and ruin your entire life experience? How many side effects did you have to suffer through where some emotionally detached psychiatrist sat across the room from you for 15 minutes before they said, well, that's all the time we have, and they just nodded there. They're like, well, I think what we should actually do is increase the dosage so you feel those side effects even more. You know how you feel like you're going to piss your pants all the time? Well, let's double the dose. You're going to feel like that all the time, and you're going to actually piss your pants. Don't worry, it'll go away in 5 months. But if you stop taking the drug abruptly, you might die. So don't do that. Shit, which one is that? That reminds me of, that's one I used to be on. I got to look at my list of all of the fucking drugs I was on at one point, because I was on quite the cocktail prescribed. And it didn't work. It just made it worse. It made me into a fucking werewolf monster. Good God. And one of them, it was if you stop taking it abruptly, you might get this fatal life-ending, game-ending rash. And you have to go to the hospital immediately. And I'm like, damn, is this drug giving me a dormant rabies? What's going on here? Are you just giving me rabies, the drug? Well, you can't stop taking it, otherwise it's going to stop being dormant. That's fucking evil that those types of things exist. Was it lamotrigine? I think it was called lamotrigine. Don't fucking take lamotrigine. There are so many other pills you could be on. Fuck, my point is, think about how many different drugs you've just fucking suffered through and had to continue taking in order to hopefully feel right. The entire healthcare system is fucked up. And they like prioritize the ones that they're paid off the most to give you to try before giving you anything that might actually work with your brain chemistry. I had to try like 10 different drugs before they finally put me on Zoloft. I was at my wit's fucking end. They had me on drugs that they give to people to quit smoking. They had me on Wellbutrin, and nobody would explain to me why. I wasn't trying to quit smoking. I had quit smoking and vaping for, God, like 2 years at that point. And some guy was like, some fucking doctor who barely fucking knew me, who didn't listen. He was like, yeah, here, Wellbutrin. This'll work. Dude, that made me into a fucking monster. My girl at the time, my fiance, who I lived with, was afraid of me. That shit turned me into just like a temperamental, not just bitchy. I'm already bitchy, but like just a werewolf. That is the only way I can explain it. And it wasn't even like I was trying to quit smoking. I think he gave me the wrong person's prescription or something. I don't know. And then he just ran with it. And there was this one lady when I was in college. I was maybe like 20. This was before I dropped out and took a very long break before going back to finish. She put me on lorazepam, knowing that I had a history of abusing benzodiazepines. So put me on lorazepam, which is like one of the weaker ones. It's not like your Xanaxes or your Klonopins. It's close. But it's one of the, I want to say, lesser of the evils, because it will calm your shit without making you a zombie or a goblin or some other mythical beast. I love how I just keep comparing all the different side effects of drugs to being some sort of cryptid. You're either a werewolf, a zombie, a goblin, or a vampire. Which one is vampire? LSD? No. A bad LSD trip. You just sit in the dark, curled up in a robe, just going, But I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I have ADHD and I don't take medication for it. Suck my wiener. But I'm telling you, man, they push all of the wrong fucking drugs on you. So lorazepam was the one that they had me on at school, and it worked. It worked really well. It worked so well. It worked too well. I was on a cloud most of the day, but I was functionally on a cloud most of the day. And I was just so chill. And all of the things in my life that I was worried about, the existential crises, the conflicts with my mother, these shitty shits that I was dealing with at the time, the reason that I was at the school psychologist or school nurse practitioner, whatever the fuck she was, it disappeared when I was on the lorazepam. I got through the month supply after a month. I was pacing myself normally. I was taking it, and I go back to this nurse practitioner lady, and I go, hey, so that really helped. That month supply of the lorazepam, like, I'm going to need another 30 days of that. That was great. Thank you. And she goes, what? What are you talking about? There was only supposed to be 4 of them in there. And I go, that's funny, because you gave me a month supply. You gave me 30 days, and it was great. Like, what do you mean we can't do that again? And she starts panicking. She's like going through her files aggressively and frantically in her computer, going, fuck, shit, fuck. You don't want to hear your doctor ever say, fuck, shit, fuck, after you're telling them how great what they prescribed you is going for you. And she goes, you have to stop taking those right now. If you have any more, throw them away. We're not doing that. You're not getting any more. Absolutely not. I think I just got you hooked on benzodiazepines. Again, something she should not have said. God, imagine I was recording that. She would have lost her fucking job. Anywho, the story doesn't end there because I left the doctor's office panicking. My anxious 20-year-old self was sweating, tweaking, if you will. I didn't know it yet. So I call up my old Xanax dealer. Big mistake. But I do. I hit him up. I go, hey, man, it's been a long time. Just got cut off by my doctor. You home right now? And he was, and I bought some, and off started the marvelous misadventures of Alex Mador's relapse. And that was the relapse that really I almost lost myself to. I've overdosed before. I've been dead before. But this was different. This was a fast, slow burn that snowballed into I stopped going to class. I slept through them all. I didn't remember anything that happened the nights before. And from what my friends were telling me that I did the nights before, I was horrified. And I had to like put the pieces together without the memories, like I was some sort of detective, mementoing myself every fucking night because I was a stupid fucking masochist. I'm getting way too personal here. This was about drugs. This was originally about Venezuela. What the fuck? I will make it connect, I promise. Long story short, I spiraled on the Xanax and whatever drugs I was taking to the point where I tried to kill myself, ended up in the hospital, psych ward for 6 days. Big fucking mistake. That really sucked. That is the closest to prison I felt in my life. It was not fun. If there's anything that'll make you get your fucking life together, it's 6 days in the psych ward where all you've got is reruns of 21 and 22 Jump Street and the Weather Channel in the common area, and people that are fighting with each other over their seats. It's not like there's limited seats. There's a lot of fucking seats in the cafeteria. What's the big fucking deal? Right, it's the psych ward. Okay, yeah. Cuckoo, ha ha ha. I'm not one of you. That was me the first day. I don't belong here. Day 5, I'm like, these are my people. I have to leave? Man, the real world shit, that's so stressful. Can't I stay another day? With the shitty frozen turkey and gravy that I was learning to like because I hadn't eaten a full meal like for months on the Xanax relapse prior to pulling up to the psych ward. Anyways, drugs will fucking ruin your life if you're on the wrong shit. Your doctors don't have your best interests at heart. They're gonna push the wrong fucking drugs on you before they push the right ones on you, even if you and they know what the right ones are. If you've got ADD, you know, they make you cycle and try so many different fucked up stimulants and amphetamines before they actually give you a ADD medication that works for your brain. You have to keep going, no, that doesn't work. This one's not working. I'm having shitty side effects with this one. And they'll keep going, oh, well, I don't know. Let's keep trying it. And then you have to keep fighting. Like you have to advocate for yourself as a patient. Which is fucked up. Which is really fucked up because that's not the way that it should be. Your doctor takes a Hippocratic oath. They take an oath that says that they will do no harm. Meanwhile, how many people die every year from the opioid epidemic? So you tell me if that oath is legit or not, because to me it seems as legitimate as the oath that the president takes. Which that's a funny Trump joke. He's not protecting the country. He's plunging us into World War III. And it's starting to feel like America is the Axis powers. 2.0, like, are we the bad guys? I'm starting to think that we're the bad guys this time around. Like, we were pretty fucking epic in World War II. We did do some questionable things. Roosevelt knew that Pearl Harbor was coming and he let it happen because we needed a reason to stimulate our economy, aka go to war. We've been doing fucked up shit since before the 1940s. Remember World War I? Everybody was throwing gas at each other. Chlorine gas. They're veterans that never fucking recovered from that shit. They were coughing blood for the remainder of their lives once they returned home. I'm sorry, now it's a history lesson. What are we doing here? Venezuela, right. We kidnapped President Maduro. His name kind of sounds like mine. Maduro. They used to tease me about that in high school. He's been in power for a hot minute. Oh, are you related to Maduro? And I'd be like, I'm not even close, dude. I'm Korean and French Canadian. The fuck is that about, folks? What the fuck is that about? All I know is Joe Biden wouldn't have kidnapped a president. That's insane. We kidnapped another country's president. Do you know how fucking weird that feels? You know how awkward that's going to be like 20 years from now when we finally don't have a Trump as a dictator, when they're all finally done with it. We have like a regular president and he meets with their Venezuelan president and we're just like, hey, sorry about that. and we finally start paying reparations to someone, but it's Venezuela. Sorry about stealing your president and your whole country and all of your oil and all of your resources in saying that we were going to give you guys freedoms, but really we were just fucking everybody's lives up over there and putting you under our dictatorship and rule and oligarchy and whatever the fuck you want to call it. I really don't like Donald Trump. Am I saying, is this a hot button thing to say? Is this a hot take to have? I really don't like Donald Trump. I was so hopeful that he would just do nothing this whole time. Maybe talk some shit, make us anxious. But no, he's very much doing things this time around. And I would like to say, Mr. President, you can stop doing things. You can stop doing things anytime. Please. He floated the idea the other day of quitting, like just quitting mid-fucking presidential term. Just being like, I'm out, I'm bored of this. He's bored of it. And he wants to go back to becoming a television host. And listen, I'm all for it. Like, please. If you're going to do that, don't fucking tease us with this. Is this just you trying to, like, get the liberals to freak out? Be like, please, Mr. President, yes, like, that's what you need to do. You're testing the waters here. Please go back to it. I will watch. I'll watch The Apprentice. I think the man should have a podcast. He's the perfect candidate for being a podcaster. Not being a president, being a podcaster. I would listen to him talk shit all day because he wouldn't be making laws. He wouldn't be controlling how we live our lives and threatening certain people and their livelihoods and their identities and their safety. He wouldn't be sending ICE on people just for looking different from you or me. He wouldn't be instilling fear in immigrants in a country that was founded on the backs of immigrants. It's the only reason the United States exists is because of immigration. It's the only reason that we have, like, a McDonald's next to a Chipotle, motherfuckers. You think we'd have hamburgers if it wasn't for fucking immigrants? Do you think that's American food, dude? Do you think we invented anything? We didn't. Name one actual American thing. I can tell you there's not one. We haven't really fucking invented anything except for, I don't know, taxes? Did we? No, we started this country to avoid taxes. And now look at us. We pay the most taxes. And none of it goes towards anything that helps us. It's going towards our military and Israel's, but mostly Israel's. That's the other thing. We've become the United States of Israel under Donald Trump. He met with Bibi Netanyahu the other day. That went great for him. That went great for Bibi. Trump just kissed his fucking ass the whole time. And then one of Bibi's guys was like, I say this a lot, but this is one of the first... Donald Trump is the first Jewish president. And I was like, oh, they're not even hiding it. They're not even fucking hiding it. Trump is clearly compromised. You gonna still deny that Jeffrey Epstein had damning information on Trump that he and his Mossad connections were using to get the president to do their biddings and still are? My dudes, President Donald J. Trump is compromised. He's not fighting for you. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say he's fighting for Jews. But no. He's fighting for the IDF. He's fighting for a larger Israeli state. We're fucked, dude. We're cooked. We're cucked, we're fucked. It's Jover. Whatever you want to say, that's that. Am I panicking? Maybe. I don't know. It's fine. It'll be okay. I love how last episode was like a heartfelt one about New Year's and looking forward to it and being like, and like to one specific person who never saw it coming. Like, I know we never talk anymore, but I'm proud of you. Fucking sappy bitch. I'm talking about me. And then just like the next morning, hey, we're going to war. Get ready to panic and be upset over other shit. It's never over, guys. It's never Jover. but America as we know it might be. Well, I gotta close it out here. I have to go and do some things and find out if having gone to a psych ward for 6 days excludes you from being drafted. That's a joke. That's a joke. Everybody relax. But okay, so Venezuela, right? We talked about that. It's very fucked up that we kidnapped somebody else's president or another country's president. Why was I talking about drugs again? I'm going to listen back to this and be so upset that I smoked weed before coming on here. But yeah, I don't know. I guess right. Trump is using drugs and drug dealers in Venezuela as a reason to invade the country. Well, if we're doing that, if we're taking that logic and applying it there, why are we not raiding Purdue Pharma? Why are we not kidnapping Purdue Pharma's president? Not me, not you and me. I mean, the government. Why is Trump not sending the army or the Navy to go to the fucking Purdue Pharma guy's house and kidnap him in his Nike fit? Did you see President Maduro had that shit on when he got kidnapped? But anyways, my point is, fuck the big billionaires, fuck Donald Trump, fuck where everything is going right now, and I hope it gets better. And I hope you are well, whoever you are out there, my fellow Americans. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next week. This has been the Short News Podcast. Sorry this one's so short. We'll be back. We'll be right back eventually, next week. Maybe sooner, if I'm feeling up to it. Bye.